Welcome to Area DMG.
Welcome back to Area DMG. I'm your host, Philip Wesley, the Mile High Mouth, and today we're going to be unboxing the thing that you saw in the thumbnails. I decided to go with like a black box, because, the black table, because it's a black box. This is the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Blade of Light 30-year special edition that Nintendo put out. Here's the bottom part of it. The side part of it. It's, as you can see, it's got like a nice little kind of a slick reflective part to it. There's the top of the box. And here's the back of the box. It includes a Nintendo Switch download code for Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light, Legacy of Action of Arcania Deluxe Art Book, the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and Blade of Light Replica Game Pack Art Piece, and which is a replica game box including instruction booklet, protective sleeve, and world map, and a mini Nintendo Power Retro collectible. So, it's this was kind of announced out of the blue and then released out of the blue. In fact, there was like one day of pre-orders that were actually open for it, and I'm like, oh, I kind of need that. That's going to be kind of a little rare. This is the latest release for Fire Emblem on the Nintendo Switch. However, it's actually the old NES game, but with a brand new translation, some quality of life features, and so forth. Now, Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light was remade for the Nintendo DS as, well, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. So there's already a slightly less hardcore version of this that's available. Now, Fire Emblem was not known in the United States for the longest time. They didn't bring them over here because, for the longest time, Nintendo was kind of allergic to giving people extremely tough games. We had this happen with Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, which is, of course, Super Mario Bros. 2 from Japan, which is different from the Super Mario Bros. 2 that we got. In fact, for some weird reason, Nintendo thought that video game players here in the United States couldn't handle overly challenging games. Yet we got Ghosts and Goblins, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, a whole array of other types of games which were extremely difficult. We got The Legend of Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. We got more difficult games, just not so much in RPGs. In fact, Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light is an old school Fire Emblem. It's missing a lot of the additions they've had to later versions of the game. But I do want to mention that we kind of owe a lot to Smash Brothers for getting Fire Emblem over to us. In fact, if it hadn't been for like the original Smash Brothers and people wondering who Roy and Marth were, or is it Ike? I don't remember. I don't remember which ones were in the N64 one. Well, people were interested in that series, and they used that series to kind of launch, well, when the Game Boy Advance came out, they went ahead and localized Fire Emblem for the Game Boy Advance. It sold fairly well, and then they localized Fire Emblem The Sacred Stones. When we got to the Nintendo DS, there was some GameCube stuff there too, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about these ones. They did Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon. That was the only one of the DS games that they brought over here. And of course, this one's just a remake of those. They did, however, also bring it out for the Nintendo 3DS. In particular, the big one was Fire Emblem Awakening. Fire Emblem Awakening, with its dating mechanics and some of the little other quality of life stuff that they add to it, kind of brought a new audience to the game. And that, of course, was followed by Fire Emblem Fates. Now, Fire Emblem Fates was released as 3 different game packs in the United States. There's a Fire Emblem Fates Birthright, and Fire Emblem Fates, I forgot what the other one was. There's Birthright, and then like the last one was Revelations and Conquest. Yeah, it had 2 different versions and then a 3rd version. This game pack that you're looking at here is the combination of the two, and then the part of the third one on the game pack. That was followed, of course, by Fire Emblem Echoes, which added a lot more, which is a newer one, which added a lot more interesting stuff to it. And then you got kind of a weird, couple weird releases. You had the Wii U game, Tokyo Magnitude, which we actually have the Switch version right here. This is Tokyo Magnitude, not Tokyo Magnitude, I mean Tokyo Image Session, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE Encore. That weird tongue twister of a title is a Fire Emblem / Shin Megami Tensei game. And we're going to get into Shin Megami Tensei in 2021 because of Digital Devil Saga and, of course, Shin Megami Tensei 5s, which I'm just like, it's 5 or 6, I forgot which one. There was 4 on the 3DS and the weird version of 4. Yeah, I think it's 5. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. It's going to be kind of amazing. And then, of course, we had a Warriors game in the series, which was Fire Emblem Heroes, and that's available as a new 3DS title, so it only works on new 3DS, and as a Nintendo Switch title. And then the most recent one was, of course, Fire Emblem Three Houses, which is one of the most popular in the series so far, has the most interesting improvements, although I think graphically they could probably improve it a little bit more. It'll be nice to see what they do in the next Fire Emblem. But before we get to the next Fire Emblem, we're taking kind of a blast to the past to the old NES one. I'm going to start putting these over here. Sadly, there is no physical release for Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. At least in the United States. If there's a physical release for it in Japan at some point, I'll probably just import that. Because remember, the Nintendo Switch is region free. But yeah, let's go ahead and open this up, and we'll see what's in it. Okay. Let's see here. We got this. Let's go ahead and cut that top there. Boop. Let's go ahead and open this part here. Now, there's multiple things here. Oh, it's upside down. Okay, so now this is a brand new localization for the original NES title, and as an way to honor that, you have this extremely heavy replica of a Nintendo box, Fire Emblem. Take up your sword and carve it. This looks exactly like an old NES game thing. And look, check this out. You can kind of see it in here, but there's like engraving on here on this packaging. And then there's a mock Nintendo Power thing. It makes you almost think, oh look, they talk about Counselor's Corner, classified info, top secret sound test, and then that, and it's double set. Ooh, look at this. Where can I find it? Yeah, this is actually pretty great. There's a sound test in there. If you hit up, down, left, right, up, A, after completing a chapter and saving the game, and ask, would you like to continue playing? Answer no. Next, input the hidden sound test code, and there's more sound. And then there's a couple things like, should I recruit Samson or Aaron? That's probably a spoiler. Look, there's even Nestor from the old Howard Lincoln and Nestor comics from Nintendo Power. That's, for being a poster, it's actually kind of amusing. This part here would actually look pretty good on a wall or so. Although, I do like that they did this and they translated it into French. Nice, they're trying to make it seem like this was how it would have been released on the NES, had it been released on the NES in the United States. I mean, we barely got RPGs. They were kind of allergic to them for a little while. In fact, in order to get people to buy Dragon Warrior or Dragon Quest, they had to give it away. Now, there's a code in here, so I'm going to be a little bit cagey here. Let's There is some cardboard in here. I see. Nice. There's a... Okay, let's see. This is... Ooh! Wow. It's an NES style... Wow, they went all out. This is a 56-page instruction booklet. Like, this looks like something from... This is from Dimension C, essentially. Like, where we actually did get Fire Emblem released in the United States. Code's over here. Oh, wow. There's a scratch-off for it, so I don't have to worry. Oh, nice. Anywho, I'm going to move that out of there. But yeah, then there's a map. Oh, actually, there's a lot. There's stats for the armies that you're facing off against. Here's the entire kingdom. Now, keep in mind that this is an NES game, so it is super hardcore. Oh, man. So this is kind of crazy. It is a clear acrylic, I guess, replica of what the game pack could have looked like in a brand new Nintendo game sleeve. Yeah, you'd put those in like that, and wow, they kind of did go all out with this. And then you put the with a lot of these ones, I would put the... I can't fit that instruction manual in there, or that in there. But yeah, that's kind of nice. Let's move that out. And then we have, aside from that, we also have a... That's kind of crazy. We have the Legacy of Arikena, and it is a giant art book. Let's actually open that up. There we go. Oh. It's really nice and hardcover. It's got an embossed cover on it. They went all out for a digital download. Wow. This is... How many pages is this? This is over 230 pages. And it has some really kind of stunning artwork. And wow, this is super nice. There's the Famicom game. And a little bit of what... Yeah, that's the box for it in Japan. And they just... Wow. Huh. I know this game is supposed to be like tough as nails. And it's supposed to be like kind of brutal in terms of difficulty. So it'll be interesting to see why they decided not to bring it to the United States all those years ago. Probably because, well, some of the stuff they've added to make it slightly easier for today's audience. Yeah, but back then, weren't we all kind of hardcore? I mean, the original Mega Man, you can't even slide. That thing is... Yeah, we all played Battletoads, we played Mega Man, we played, like I mentioned before, Ghosts and Goblins, or Ghouls and Ghosts, however you pronounce it. Whichever one that was on the NES. And we liked that stuff, because back then, games were like $90. You got one video game, and then you had to play it. It didn't even matter if you ended up with something terrible like, say, Fester's Quest or Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That was an $80 game that your parents got you and you had to be appreciative of it or else. Which is why a lot of us got good. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, you either... When you start getting games for like a lot cheaper these days, I don't think people appreciate them as much. But yeah, God, this is nice. Don't really know what I'm going to do with it for like displaying. I mean, unless it has something that you can put that on, probably. This is made with recycled. This is made with recycled paper or recycle with paper. It's paper foam. It's kind of nice, and they fixed that up a bit. But yeah, this is what you get with Fire Emblem, Shadow Dragon, and the Blade of Light. Sadly, no physical release for it in the United States, but they kind of went all out with putting together some kind of weirdly nostalgic, but not actually nostalgic, kit. This is it's kind of nice. And it makes me kind of wish we'd gotten an actual release of this back on the NES. To be perfectly honest though, I probably wouldn't have played it because a lot of the old NES stuff, I was more attracted to like Super Mario Brothers 2, the one that we got in the United States, Super Mario Brothers, and then stuff like DuckTales. A lot of the RPGs were kind of like, eh. I didn't really get into those until later on when I did go and finish Final Fantasy and Dragon Warrior, and those were pretty good. I don't know what would have happened if Fire Emblem had been released at that time. Maybe we'd be sitting here talking or unboxing like, yeah, it's the 30th anniversary of this game, or in our case it probably would have been like the 29th anniversary, but the 30th anniversary in Japan. And then maybe after this I'd be unboxing the Mother 4 or Famicom Detective Club 7. I kind of wonder how that would have done in the United States. I do think back then when you had like GamePro and GameFan or other things like that where they're like, what's the fun meter? They probably would not have liked Fire Emblem because, hey, it's a game with permadeath for your characters. And people tend to get a little emotional about those. In fact, there's some stuff that they've had to, like when they started bringing it over to the United States, they took out most of those options because they were worried about audiences. I mean, we're kind of an interesting country. But yeah, this is the Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and the Blade of Light. And dang, that looks good. I just don't know how I'm going to display that. What I might do is go get, they sell these little cases that you can prop these old NES style cartridges on from like limited run. And I might pick one up just to display this, because God, look at that. That, I don't think the camera's really giving it the the nice little laser engraving detail that it deserves. That is a nice collectible. But yeah, there you go. And that art book is insane. I'm not sure if the game will be one that I play often, but I'm definitely willing to give it a try. Because I've loved a lot of the other ones. I need to play more of Three Houses. It is a fantastic game. And I should probably pick up Conquest and Birthright at some point. So I'll have like the other two versions. I don't know, weird completionist type stuff. But yeah, good luck finding it in stores. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think. Hit that thumbs up, that share button, that subscribe button. Ring that little bell so you're notified whenever we have a brand new video here on Area DMG. And until next video comes out, you are now caught up.
Morning, Maya.